good morning, Blue Collar Nation. I'm your host, Luke C. Marcotte, and this is the Blue Collar Power Hour. Sorry, it might be a little dim today. It's about 20 degrees or so here in beautiful Detroit, Michigan. As you can tell, or you probably can't tell, but I got some old incandescent lighting here, and it is not operating the best in the cold. So I think we'll have to call an electrician out to come out and change them. Hopefully they don't come and take forever to get out here or try and charge me out the ass to change them out, you know. But anyway, got my nice cup of coffee in the morning. And today we're going to talk about mentors. Another sip of coffee. So listen, guys, I'm a young guy, all right? I'd be nowhere in my life at all if it wasn't for mentors, all right? So you might have grown up with great parents, you might have grown up with decent parents, you might have grown up with shitty parents, you might have even grown up with no parents, all right? And you know what? I could sit here and tell you how sorry I am. I could tell you how happy I am for you. I could tell you how whatever this or that. But in reality, this is life, all right? Just like this table, just like this room, just like these boards, it's cold, hard, and ruthless. But one thing you got to realize, that your past does not dictate your future, okay? You can become whatever it is that you want to become. You just got to be willing to put in the work and find the people that are willing to help you. And I promise you, if you go looking, you will find somebody to help you. It's called each one, teach one. So as in where you set your next goal and you get to that goal, you must reach back and pull someone else up to where you are before you go to your next destination. You must help people behind you. And so instead of paying people back for helping you, it's called paying it forward, because someone had done it to them and they have done it to you, and you will do it to the next, and so on and so forth. So those are the rules of mentorship. You gotta pay it forward. It can't be just a one and done. It can't just be all take and never give. And even when you're being mentored by somebody else, and by the way, you should always have a mentor. Warren Buffett is the third richest man in the world. He still has mentors. It's not even by the people that are richer than him, it's people that are better at certain things than he is. And so he pays them to be a mentor, even though he's clear into his 80s and the third richest man in the world. You should always be growing, and you should always have a mentor at that next level that you are looking to get to. All right, so my first mentor was actually my father. You know, he had taught me work ethic. I had seen him when he was running his landscaping company and his mechanic company. I would see him come home late at night. I would see him be gone for 2-3 days out working and then come back and then be gone for another 2 to 3 days. And that was a mentor to me. It showed me work ethic. It showed me what it took to be a blue collar hero, to be a badass, okay? And then when I was 14 years old and I started buying, fixing, and flipping trucks for my first business, he was a mentor to me because he taught me how to work on vehicles. He taught me to go to vehicles and look at them and what to look for and how to tell if something is bad and how to tell what needs to be done and to even tell what it's worth. And then once we got it back, we would figure out how to fix it. And he wouldn't fix it for me. He would luckily let me use his tools and his hoist. So I know I was lucky there for sure. And he would let me do that after work. So I mean, I was 14, 15 years old working on these vehicles all the way till I was 18. And I would be doing this from 8 p.m. till midnight on school nights, on weekends, whatever else, just so I had enough time to try and get this stuff done. I'd be out there till 1 a.m. ripping apart my ball joint to try and just so I can get to school the next day and get to work after school, okay? So you can say that I was lucky to have a father that was a small business owner. You can say that I was lucky to have a father that owned a mechanic shop, that had the knowledge to do so, and was willing to teach me this stuff, and I was lucky. But you know what? My 2 other brothers didn't take advantage of that. They didn't do anything with it. So that just proves that initiative always outweighs luck, because some of you have resources in your life that you have not tapped into, that you have not even thought of, just because you haven't thought about being resourceful. You have a mindset to where you just think automatically that, oh, I'm just screwed because I wasn't born this one lucky way. Fuck the way you were born. It means nothing, okay? Did you go through it? Good. Did you learn something from it? Better. Does anybody give a shit? No, because guess what? They have their own problems. You have their own problems. Everybody's got their own demons. So man the fuck up. Find whatever you need to do. Find the people you need to find to help you get to where you want to go. Okay, so my first mentor is my father, and he would come out and give me a tip on how to fix it. something on a truck, and then he would go right back inside and he'd let me do it. I would strip out bolts, I would fuck things up, and he would just let me try and figure it out on my own. And it was a pain in the ass, and I thought he was just lazy at first for not helping me, but he was doing it so I could learn on my own, because that's the only way you're going to learn anything, is by doing it. That's the entire purpose of the trades, is by learning with hands-on, figuring out how to do things instead of just trying to read from a book and then figuring it out later. Take another sip of the coffee. So then in high school, I got a second mentor, which is my best friend's dad, and he owned a plumbing company, and he has probably had more impact on my life than any person that I could ever picture from now until the rest of my life. This guy and his wife both was kind of like a dynamic duo. They had a super successful business. They were super financially set. Even though my dad and mom worked very hard, we weren't always in the financially the best situation. You know, I grew up in a trailer, so I don't think I grew up rich by any means. But then this other family that was my best friends that I basically lived at throughout all of high school, they were super financially successful. They'd go on beautiful vacations once or twice a year. They would be able to buy a new vehicle. They would be able to buy houses in cash and start renting them out. They were able to do whatever they needed to do, wanted to do even, to just make more money or just have a good life. And you know, like, they were the ones that these kids had the nice shoes, the nice pants, the nice shirts, whatever they wanted, clothes. Their mom would take them shopping and all that. And I was the person that at 16 years old, my mom told me, you're on your own. You're paying for everything. You're paying for your insurance, your phone, your clothes, your gas. You're paying to fix your truck. You're paying for everything, okay? Most of the time, I even paid for my own food. And so I could have done one of two things. I could have looked at my best friends with jealousy and thought, fuck them guys. They got everything handed to them. They got all this stuff. They got all this and that, and they didn't have to work for it like I do. But you know what? They were hardworking motherfuckers. My best friends were. That's why I hung out with them. And then their dad was the hardest working motherfucker I've ever met in my life. And so that's why they had all that stuff. And so instead of being jealous of that person, of my best friends, which were brothers, I took that as inspiration. I said, you know what? I'm not there. I wasn't blessed with that level of abundance in a young childhood. But you know what? My kids damn sure will be. My kids will definitely be able to have nice, clean shoes. My kids, when they graduate high school, they won't be only have 3 pairs of underwear, 2 t-shirts, 1 pair of jeans, and 1 pair of boots to their entire wardrobe. No, I want my kids to have something great. I want my kids to have fun in high school and not have to work 40 hours a week on top of high school. But you know what? I want to do what my second mentor, my friend's dad, did, to where they still work 40 hours on top of high school, because them 2 motherfuckers would have outworked any of you motherfuckers while still being spoiled. And that was all because of the mentorship of their dad. And luckily, man, I don't know how, by the grace of God, he kind of took me in as his own, okay? I did not deserve this. I don't think I was the person of quality at this time for him to see anything in me. He basically took a wadded up piece of shit that had been taught wrong mentalities my entire life and formed me into something of success, and he slapped me on my ass and set me on my way to a path of success, abundance, and an amazing life for me and my family for the rest of eternity. Sip of coffee. And so this is what got me started in the trades at 16, okay? Because he told me, don't wait, just go and do it, man. You just go out and do it. And he talked me out of going to college and going into trades when my parents told me that my parents looked me in the eyes and said, every single one of our kids will have a college degree. And I looked right back at them and I said, no, I won't. Not me. And I have 2 brothers, one older, one younger. And then they're both like, yeah, I don't know if I will either. So I led the way on that, but it was taught by mentors that you don't need college. College is not for everybody, and it is a waste of time for most people unless you are in medical, law, or I guess that's probably it. Maybe a couple other things. So you got to find mentors, because I would not be anywhere. Where I was at 18 years old, I would have been at 25 years old. Luckily, If with luck, I would have been that at 25 years old if it wasn't for this mentor. And without my dad, where I was at 16, 18, buying, fixing, and flipping trucks, I would not be there until 25 as well with luck, you know? There's probably people around you giving you advice that you don't even realize. And you just turn the other cheek and you think, oh, I'm gonna try it this other way. Oh, screw it. And just one in ear, out the other. Okay, you gotta take the advice and do the advice. It's an amazing thing. I have 2 mastermind groups, which is like a mentorship group that I'm a part of, that I pay thousands of dollars a year to be a part of, okay? And there's people in there, a majority of the people, that pay for it to surround themselves with successful people, but they don't do any of the things they teach. And it's amazing, because once you pay for somebody or you get a mentor or something like along them lines, you have that mentor teach you something, and then you do what the mentor taught, good things happen. That's the entire point of it. Now, luckily, at most positions, you don't have to pay for it. But when you're starting a business like I am, it all comes down to money. And so you got to pay for that kind of stuff. The biggest piece of advice for finding mentors is make sure that when you look at that person, you would be happy as hell to be standing in their exact shoes in that exact time. Okay? If they are in a shitload of debt and about to fail, or maybe they're 60 years old and they've only got 3 rental houses when there's this guy over here that's 30 years old and has 20 rental houses, which one do you want to learn from? Which one would you be happy being in their exact shoes and then take their advice? If you would not be happy being in their shoes, their advice isn't worth anything. So make sure you have good quality mentors. And if you can't find anybody in real life, start reading books about it. Start watching YouTube about successful people. There's tons of people that I have watched for years that are tradesmen on YouTube that make great content that you can learn a lot from. And I'm trying to be that person for you. So you got to find mentors. You got to learn from these people. And not only do you learn from them, but you got to take the time to plan and execute what they have actually taught you. Sip of coffee. So if you're looking for that cheat code in life, okay, it's through mentors. Because there's people that have done what you want to do in the exact instance that you want to do it, or very close to. There's people that have come from worse positions than you, believe it or not. I know a lot of people that have grown up in literally chicken coops here in Michigan that are now multimillionaires and put on huge, enormous shows in Las Vegas, or they have private jets, and they grew up in a chicken coop with no heat here in Michigan. I know people that have moved and escaped communism from the Middle East and now run a successful fitness business. There is people that have come from such shitty walks of life that have made something great of themselves. So when you're finding a mentor, you find somebody that came from a similar situation that you came from and went to where you want to go, do what they do, to learn what they teach, and start doing. It makes it so much simpler. It gives you a confidence boost. It gives you somebody to bounce ideas off of. If you want to be a foreman, start hanging out with the foreman you like the most, the foreman that you want to be like and you like how he leads his crews, and start asking him questions. Start trying to work closely with him on the job sites and learn from what he has to teach, because this will help you get years and years ahead. It'll help you get in the right mindset of what you need to be, and then it also helps you get into the position that he needs you to be in to be the best person to serve him. So you're already paying him back while he's helping you, okay? So you gotta find these mentors. If you wanna be a project manager and you're a foreman right now, well then start hanging out with the project manager, start working closely with him, start calling him, start doing things, start asking him, what would you like to see me do to be better for you? And try and learn from these people, because they'll help you move up to these positions. But you got to find the right people, and you got to at least look. You got to at least ask. You got to look on YouTube. You got to learn. And then most of all, after you've learned it all, you've got to execute it. You've got to put a plan on paper, then take that paper and that plan and put it into action, okay? There is no other way to get ahead. There is no other way to make something crazy happen. Everybody I know that's successful has learned something from somebody that helped them in one way or another move forward. Now, there's going to be a lot of figuring it out on your own, for sure. It's not going to be where you just learn everything and they walk you through all the motions. They'll give you little tips and tricks, and you have to apply it to your day-to-day and fight for it every single day, okay? So guys, get out there, find a mentor. I got to get to work. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a comment below of what you'd like to see. Follow me on Instagram, Luke C. Marcotte. Shoot me a DM just to say hey. Ask any questions. I'm open right now to answering questions for any of you. So I'm really trying to help you guys get into the trades. You hear a dog running around, it's my dog Harlan. He likes to circle the garage, and yeah. I'm here to be that blue collar hero for you guys. I'm here to be this mentor to help you guys not only get started, but to move up in place, to learn from me, because I have done some crazy things at a young age, to be honest. And I have a lot more to go that's going to be even crazier than what I've already done. And so I'd love to be able to help you guys if people have helped me. You know, a big thing that comes down is that there's not enough tradesmen, even in the trades. And I hate seeing people waste their money, their time, and especially time going to college for something they're not even passionate about, something they don't even want to do just because school or their parents led them on the wrong path to something that they aren't even going to be happy with, that they're going to regret. I don't want to see anybody regret their life. And if I can help my business grow by getting more tradesmen, if I can help other trades grow, if I can help other builders by training more people to be in the trades, and most of all, even help you guys find a place to where you won't be up to your nipples in debt, where you hate your life, you hate your job, you hated college, you hate school, it's not right for you, you drop out, whatever it is. If I can help you guys have a better life, then it's totally worth it for me, because people have done that for me. And so, guys, I'm trying to be that inspiration in your life so that you guys can get at least a move on, all right? Because once you start getting in the motion and you start getting momentum and you start growing and you start going and you don't stop and you keep on going. And, you know, so I'm really trying to push you guys into motion. So make sure you guys subscribe, share this with your friends, okay? Try to get this out to the most people possible so we're getting most effectiveness off of it. And so that way we could hopefully save somebody from wasting years and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, and, you know, put them on a career that they'll be passionate about, something they'll love, something that they can have a good life with and start living the life of their dreams, okay? So I appreciate you guys tuning in again. Again, my name is Luke C. Marcotte, and this is the Blue Collar Power Hour, and we'll catch you next time.